Hey YouTube, so I'm in here. This is the ATAT driver scratch plate. So I'm putting a Jackson humbucker in. These are just standard Squire pickups. They were sounded pretty good, so I just left them. So this is getting fitted with, this is the extra wire I've added, the red one here for coil splitting, so it breaks into between the two coils. So it goes around this coil. There's a possibility to tee off with this red wire here. I've reversed these two pickups. So see I'm using a wee bit of cable just to keep things sort of relatively tidy. Makes it easier to put the scratch plate back on again. So you can see that I've taken the what was the earths for these, the shield, and that goes to the switch, and then what was the hot goes to the back of the pot to earth, which I'm just going from memory of. Normally humbuckers are the other way around from single coils, so it's either turn the humbucker the other way around or turn these two the other way around. It doesn't really make any difference. I suppose I could have just swapped them over on the back of the pickups actually, but you don't want to mess with them if you can avoid it. So that's because they're out of phase. Normally quite often you get if you stick a humbucker into an HSS straight in, you're replacing a single coil. It sounds terrible in position 2, which is with these two on, because they're out of phase. So this one shouldn't do that. So what I'm going to do is I've got a 3-way switch here. This is my favourite coil choice switch. So in this position what it will do is it will coil split this, giving you this coil, because this coil is, no, is it this coil? I can't remember. Where's the old pickup? I made it so that it was, yeah, so that coil and that coil are the same. So I'm splitting it so that it's these two we get when we're in Dave Gilmour mode, and I'm cancelling. Am I? No, I'm doing it the other way around. Yeah, well, whatever. See what happens. Making things more confusing than they actually are. So you can see here your standard 5-way lever switch. Well, this is a round one, but it's the same thing. So there's the output, and then bridge, middle, no, neck, middle, bridge, neck, middle, bridge. See, there's where your, so these are the tone controls coming off. Oh, I've not yet put a jumper in. I'm going to run them both off this one coil tap, this one cap. So the output from the switch goes to the centre lug, which gets grounded through the cap. So I'm going to take the output from the other pickup, the middle one. That's easy the wrong way around now, I've just noticed, aren't they? They are, because that's the neck. No, that's right. It's neck and middle. So neck tone, middle tone. See, this had big pots in it, but there's not enough room for the big pot when I put that switch in, so I put a small pot in. So this will be the middle tone pot. So I'm going to run this lug to there. There's a wee jumper wire. That means we can both just use the same cap. That works fine. So really what I'm talking about here is that my combination coil split and Gilmour switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin the wire first. I've already put solder onto these terminals so they fit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this to there. And the centre lug. Right. And in this particular, this is an on-off-on switch, which is the cheap one, the one you can normally get. In the middle position, nothing's connected. In one position, so in the middle, it's a humbucker. It's not, this switch, it basically isn't doing anything, so you've just got a humbucker and everything works as you would expect. So you get humbucker and middle and neck. So if I put one of these outside bits to earth, what it does is it cancels out this coil, gives you this one. We'll see which way around it goes. Oh, that's an interesting point, isn't it? Do we know if the pickup goes this way? Because ideally I want the inside coil, don't I? No, I want the outside coil. So if I want the outside coil, I want to put it to the output, not right. So this is doing the coil split technology thing. So I want it to be, because this pickup will sound better. This will be dead wiry if it's in right far in the bridge. No, I think it's more important to get this coil, because this is very close to the bridge, so it'll be really thin. this one will sound a good bit better on its own. It means it's not hum cancelling in Dave Gilmour position, but that doesn't matter, nobody will expect it. It does mean it is hum cancelling in that position. Yeah. So I'm not going to bother, I'll just put these two terminals to earth. So what I'm going to do is get myself a wee bit of wire, which I should have looked out before doing this, but I didn't. That's not a bit of wire. Right, give 2 seconds, I'll pause this. Right, so got myself a bit of wire, and being such a pro I'm actually going to use black wire so it's correct. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jumper these two together, because in both positions of this switch, in the middle I want it to be humbucker, and the outside two places I want it to be single coil, because that means that, so you've got, in the middle you've got, as I just said, the humbucker, but as I put it into the back mode, it makes this a single coil, which means you just get basically a regular strat. If you put it the other way, it makes this a single coil and it adds in this, and in that position you would get, in the bridge position you would get these two coils, in position 2 you get all 3 coils, in the middle position it's these two, because this one's constantly on, and then in that position it's still the same, and in that position it's the neck on its own. Yeah, so you're getting extra sounds, you're getting an extra, all your strat sounds, so that's 5, and then, so in that position, all your strat sounds, 5, and then you get humbucker and humbucker in this one, so an extra 2, that's 7, and then in this position you get single coil, 8, and all 3 on, 9, you get 9 sounds out of this strat instead of 5, so it's not quite doubled it, but very close. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a wee notch in this, so if I make, how does it do this again? If I make this a wee bit longer, right? I'm going to, like that, and then this is really just to make it look neater. You can do it with 2 wires if you really wanted to. Yep, so see my plan is here. I'm going to take a wee bit, I don't think I need to take a wee bit more off it, because it'll, actually I saw a guy doing this, holding it like that, and he was able to hold it in these 2 fingers. How was it he did it? Hold it in these 2 fingers. And these 2 fingers. Okay, I can see how that would work. These 2 fingers. I saw somebody soldering like this. Inventing your third hand. You need a wee bit more practice at that. Right. I'm going to drop it on the floor and lose it. Right, yep. I've now got 2 bits of wire, so if I can just attach it onto that one, and attach it onto that one. There we go. See? So we're now, these 2 wire, this wire now joins this to this, and then this goes to earth. So just put it to the quickest earth. I put it to the quickest earth. There isn't actually any earth pots in this, because so I do it anyway. Can you have things to earth? Because obviously the backs of these are all earthed anyway, because it's on a foil plate, which is what it's for. I will just check that. So it doesn't actually need, you know, normally you'd run a cable to join these things together, but because they're on a foil plate, I bet you that's just, see, and they are all connected, and the casing of the switch as well. That's because of this piece of foil. So I don't actually need to put an extra earth wire in. So I'll just make this go, I'll just put this to there, just because it's the closest one. No point in using extra wire if I don't have to. I'll just snip that there. And then do this. I can never remember which way these switches go, so I will be testing it with a multimeter. Solder that on there. Put solder onto the wire before you put it on, and then just put this into that hole there. Wait for a second. This is not going to be easy because it's original solder. Okay, that looks good. Just use that, keep it relatively neat. The reason I keep it neat is just so you don't have to end up sitting there trying to poke wires back into the scratch plate. Yeah, so what was the other thing I had to do? I had to put a wire, I'll use this black one again, why not, to go from this. So this is the, where normally you would put a cap between here and here for the tone control, but if I put that wire onto there, you just use that cap, so it means I don't need to look for one. There's no point using two. Waste not, want not, less to go wrong. So I decided that this is, well, I put a jumper in to make the, do you really want a tone control on the bridge pickup? It's dead easy to do if I did want it. Yep, okay. So there we go. So currently we're now coil splitting this pickup. It's really annoying, I can't see what I'm doing. There's no power plug in this board. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so now this coil split, this pickup's coil splits in both positions 1 and 3, but in the middle it's not doing anything. What I want to do is I want it to, when it's going back the way, to be just coil splitting this. When it's forward, I want it to be coil splitting this and hot wiring the neck in. So what I'm going to do is have a wee look at my multimeter again. So that's in neck position to see what it is. This switch is connecting up. Sort of. So in neck position, it's these two that join together. Yep. So I want to take a quick wire off the neck pickup. Yum ba dum bum. Yep, so this goes on to where the neck pickup goes in. Here. Try and make this a little bit neater. Oh, put it round there behind that. Good way to do it. Yeah, why not? So to the other end of this. This is a very simple. This is the Gilmour switch part. This is a really simple mod to do. I've put it onto another switch because I like made it a little bit more complicated than most. So if I put this onto the middle, oh good. Watch, see when you're heating up these, be very careful because it's very easy to melt the actual switch by holding the soldering iron on for too long, so you've got to be really quick with that. So, well, obviously, I said that in position, in the forward position, this switch connects this terminal to this terminal and this terminal to this terminal. In the middle, it doesn't connect to anything. In the other position, it connects this terminal to this terminal and this terminal to this terminal. So I want to put a wire on here so that when you're in the forward position, it connects this to this, and this wire is going to go to the output of the switch. Pretty simple. With the cable, it's not. It's only half an inch short. Where did I put that? The rest of that red cable. It's there. Oh. I need to buy more cable. So I'll run another wee bit of wire. And you can do this with a two-way switch. You can do the actual Gilmour bit, which gives you the the Telecaster-y type sound with the outside two coils, which you don't normally get on a Strat. And it's an excellent sound. So I'm going to put that onto that. So now when you've got the switch in the forward position, it's connecting. It's basically bypassing the switch, so it's making the neck output go straight to the output of the switch. So I'm just going to run this to there. I will try and give it a bit of a route to make it as neat as possible. Just take a bit of wire like that, bang, and then solder the end while I can get at it. I never used to be as neat as this. I just started doing it because it makes it easier to see what it is I've done. And it also looks better when it looks into it. Pity the poor fool that's ever got to work on any of my guitars. That isn't me, because they won't know what the hell I've done. So this is going to go to the output of the switch. Equally, I could put it to the input of the jack socket, the volume control. It's just the same, the two ends of the same piece of wire, but I quite like the idea of keeping it like that. So I just do, I put it through the middle. Put it through that gap there as well. Use it to hold it in. What that noise was. Put it behind there, up there. Yeah, just keep it. Because the thing is, I've got to be able to get at this terminal here when I put the scratch plate back on the guitar. Because that's where the output jack goes. That can just go on there pretty easily. Put it on the back. Just try to make it as neat as possible. Like that should do. Should do it. Bang. Yeah. So, there we go. That's how you wire up a coil choice switch. Or not a coil choice switch, the Gilmour slash, call it a slash switch. The Gilmour or coil split and Gilmour version. Doesn't look that confusing. It's not that confusing. But I'll see what happens. Anyhow. Probably stick this in the middle of another video at some point. Not really sure exactly whether this is going to work. Yeah, so the only thing I haven't really mentioned, all that's not here is going again. This is complete. All I need is, there's an earth wire that comes from the claws on the back of the stratAT-ATocaster, of where the springs are, or if it's a hardtail, there's an earth wire coming from the bridge that goes to earth on here, on the jack socket, which I think was lying on the floor there. You've got two wires, but this has to go through the guitar, so you can't fit it just now. So the white one is the tip. See, there's the tip of your jack socket there, connected to this. That's your hot, and this is your shield. You can see it's connected to the shield of your socket. Not going to. I need to show you that. You can see here. Here's your guitar lead. Bingo. You can see that the tip, which is your signal, goes down here and is connected to this, the white one, and then the shield is connected to the shield because it's actually, you can see it's touching. So all you do is, in this one, the black being earth, the black goes on to earth as well, and the white goes to the output of the volume control, which is that one. So the pickups go into the pickup switch. 1, 2, 3. They come out the pickup switch, go to the lug 3, because they're numbered 1, 2, 3. Lug 3 of the volume control. That's the out. Lug 2 is the output, which goes to out the guitar. Lug 1 is earth. That's how that basically works. This side of the switch, you get your two tone controls. These are feeds off, so this is basically the middle one here is connected to the middle one here inside. So you're choosing, when you're in the middle pickup, this middle tone control comes out the black, goes into this pot here. That goes to the cap. The white wire here is the neck tone control. It goes on to the middle cap here, and then it goes through the pot and goes to earth again, same as this one, going from there to the cap, there to the cap. My extra switch runs there's the neck input, the neck going into the switch, that goes in here, and when the switch is in the right position, in the forward position, it connects it to this, which is the output, so it basically just bypasses it. So basically just hot wires the bridge, the neck pickup straight on. This is the tap wire, which in the middle position doesn't do anything, but on either side, both sides of those are earthed, which cancels out this pickup, giving you this one, and the whole guitar is done. Rocking. I'm now going to build it up and see if it works, and see if I was right about the having to reverse the phase of the humbucker, or reverse the phase of the other two. But I'm pretty sure that's happened before. Rocking. May as well continue on. So here's the two wires coming from the jack socket, the black and the white, earth and hot. Here's the one that's connected to the claw on the back. I might as well put this back in again. So try and do this with as little kerfuffle as possible. Make sure the wires are long enough. Right, so the centre wire is going to output the pot, the black wire is going to here, and this wire is going to there somewhere as well. So I'm going to cut the end again so you get a good connection. I think this might have actually just snipped this one off before. Sometimes the solder on the back of the pots that are already there from the factory is a bit hard to melt. A bit annoying actually. So it might be easier just to melt it on there else. So there we go. That wire, put a bit more on this anyway, because why not? Like a bit of solder on there. So this is the important one, the white one. So get that on there. Good. The black one goes on here. I want it just to earth. And this is the whole thing, is that these might be out of phase again, although I think I've preempted that problem. Like that. Let's just put solder on the end of this as well. This is actually a solid wire, not a braided one, not a stranded one, so these are sometimes not the easiest bits to solder. I just put that on there and just melt the bastard in. Something there. Look, it's a bit cut off from earlier. Doesn't look particularly neat. Just make sure that that's definitely solidly connected. Yep. Yep, and then this should just flip over, and hopefully, because I've been quite neat with all the wires connected, this should just sit on there quite easily. And there we go. Problem number one. It's not, see, it won't go down. It's because these stick much lower, so these are sitting in here. So my choices here are, I can drill holes here, route it to take the, you can actually see where they're hitting there and there. So I didn't bother lacquering the inside of this, so this is just taking off the paint easily. So I could drill holes there and there. Is that how I'm going to do it? Will I just do that? Yes. It's either that or I angle grind these off, and hacksaw them off. But I think just drilling a bit of a hole there and a bit of a hole there could sort it. The joys of guitar wiring, eh? Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. I'm now sitting here looking at it, wondering if I should make them big enough. I think I might make them bigger. I might use like a Forstner bit to get one that takes, just in case, so the hole is big enough to take this entire leg. You know, if I use like a drill bit that's that size, and then dig it down and then put one in, right, as I said, right there, so it'll be kind of this sort of size. There should be enough room to take it. So I'm not going to bother filming that bit, or I might film it. Nah, I won't. Okay, see you in a bit. So if you didn't know, this is a Forstner bit, and I'm reckoning that's very much going to take almost the whole leg. So if I just stick it in about there, yes, I'm doing this indoors. I'm just going to hoover the minute. A wee bit more than that. That should be good enough. And then the same for this one. Put it there. You'll see if you look inside a lot of strats where there's channels routed on either side if they're an HSS strat to take this. I'm going to hoover that. I'm not going to leave all that shit inside, but I'm just going to make sure it fits in. And bingo, now it's sitting flat. Yeah, so that's how you deal with that problem. And I'm just going to hoover that now and then put it together and then see if it works. Right, hoovered. Okay, that's actually where the screws for the tram come through. The routing's not actually that bad in this. Like I missed a bit. There. Yep, make it neat. That goes in there, and because I was clever with these wiring, see how it's quite often the wire flow across here and you have to sort of sit and poke them in, or here if it's a three-way one the same way. This one I've kind of put these through this wee bit of heat shrink tubing just to make it go in a straight line and go around here and around here, and also avoid this bit because it's really annoying when you get bits of wire going over those bits. So that should just sit on there. Absolutely perfect. Now ready for all the scratch plate screws, and then I'll put the bridge on. I'm not changing the strings on this guitar, that's why I've not put the bridge on yet. Right, I'm scratching it. No, it's okay. It's always the same when you do a paint job. Worried about scratching it. Not bothered about a guitar that's old, but when it's just done, nothing more annoying than that. And I can't remember whether this guitar has an overhang on the neck or not. Sometimes it's just annoying when you've got the 22nd fret that kind of hangs over the edge, which means you have to take the neck off to take the scratch plate off, to take the strings off, to go in and then reverse the phase because I've put it in the phase in backwards. That's why sometimes it's much more fun working on Telecasters and SGs. Or SG's Les Pauls, because you can actually get at the things with the strings on. I'm not really going to bother showing you any more of this, I don't think, just now. Putting the neck on, we can see where I'm going with this guitar. Actually, looking at it, I probably didn't need to drill those holes quite as deep because this pickup's looking actually quite low. So I'll probably raising that up again a bit anyway to make it a bit more in line. Plenty of scope, but at least I now know if anything I've gone over the top with the undersizing it. I was now just putting the neck and the bridge on and we're ready to rock. Hey, so lesson I learned today was the 5-way switch was already connected up and it should be working. It doesn't work the way other 5-way switches does, so this YKE one is different from a normal 5-way switch. So I've now wired it up right. I've tried to take the guitar to bits again. So if you're looking at the last bit of the video, it wasn't right. So you've got to join these two terminals together, right? But you've only got 2 on one side and 3 on the other, which is kind of bizarre. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I can't afford taking it to bits to work. It's now working. So now the bridge pickup's going on here. So now we've got bridge pickup, the tone for the middle, the tone for the neck, then we've got output and output, and then we've got neck pickup, middle pickup. So this is an odd switch. I need to have a look at it. I'm pretty sure I've got one of these in a box somewhere. I might actually have a wee look at it and see what it actually does. It might be able to do some fancy things you can't do with a normal 5-way switch. Most of the time, nearly all the time, you've got 1, 2, 3, output 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, output 1, 2, 3. This is not what this switch does, but it's now working. So what we've got is, look at it, bridge pickup, and then off, and then position 2 is bridge pickup, and middle pickup off, middle pickup on its own, then these two, and then neck. Oh, just neck. Yeah. And then, so if you're in the bridge position, you've got your humbucker. So if you put it back the way, you get just one of these coils, this one, not this one. So in position 2, you get hum cancelling, this one and this one. And then middle position is just middle position, and then the rest of the positions are the same. Back to the bridge, if you push it, this wee switch to the forward position, you get this as a humbucker, or this is a single coil, just this one, not this one. And neck. And then in position 2, you get this, this, and this. In position 3, you would just get these two together. And then in position 4, you get these two together. And then in position 1, or position 5, wherever we started talking about it, you just get the neck. So there's your extra sounds. So I just always expect to have to take these things back to bits again and put them back together again. So as this switch is a weird one, this YKE thing. Weird. It's interesting this guitar came with big pots, even though I had to take one out because I didn't quite put that switch in the centre. I thought I was going to put the switch slightly closer to this, so you can see it's not quite centred, just to get it out of the way, because you can quite easily get it this, you can't get it this the same way. Yeah, so interesting. The guitar's looking pretty good though, I'm quite pleased with it. Apart from the fact that I managed to wire the switch wrong. Kind of bizarre. It's really something I've not, I don't know, it's like having to join these two. There's your common out. So you've got 1, 2, 3 out for these 3 out, and then just 1 and 2. So it's kind of like there's a terminal missing somewhere. It's a bizarre one. Anyhow, if you've got one of these, you might have problems with diagrams with this particular switch, because it doesn't do what all the other ones seem to do. It's a strange one. I suppose it could be for a Strat. The way it should be wired is not the way it was wired. It should be bridge, middle, neck, output, and then middle, neck and middle. Neck, middle. No, because that's the neck there. So it doesn't go, it goes 1, 2, 3 out, and then not 1, 2, it goes 1, 2 out, or 2, 3 out. Bizarre. Anyhow, sorted. Hey, so I'm now just checking. Camera doesn't know it's upside down. Look at I'm watching my pal Foxy there. Just showing you how not to take out a bridge bolt. Use a claw hammer. Sounds brutal, but that's the way it works. Yeah, so it's just upside down for some reason. I hope it's not upside down in the video. Well, it doesn't make any difference if it is, does it? Yeah, so I'm just checking to make sure it's just loosely tuned it up. So if it's out of phase, it'll get much thinner when I put this pickup on with this one, and it doesn't. So we're in incorrect phase. Stick it back together again. Right, so here was what the plan for this guitar was. Obviously he's a bit yellowed, so I wasn't going to go for that. See, we've got like we got an Imperial sticker on it. It said wait half an hour to peel it off. I've never done that before, but I'll do that. But what I was thinking was, it's like our black knob's better, and I think that one looks. These are new. That one looks like it doesn't quite the same. I think the black, doesn't it? Kind of ties it in a bit more to the ATAT driver stratAT-ATocaster. Yeah, so it's all working now. It's really loud actually. The original pickups sound better than they did before. I wonder if I've maybe cleaned up the wiring somehow. Oh, I need to try and find a switch tip. The switch tip might have to stay white because they're often funny sizes. So I will do a wee bit of a video playing it, I suppose. Yeah. And actually I might as well show you how I like to get knobs off. I've got these are my wire snippers, although they do look a little bit like toenail clippers, but they've got this handy sort of bent piece there. What you do is you get in below it and you bend it, you turn it a bit, you bend it, you turn it a bit, you bend it, turn it a bit. You do that to work its way around, and assuming you can't get your fingers in to actually pull these things off. You know, just gradually working it. So as you turn it around, it's just getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. until you can just pull it off, hopefully, until you get your fingers in below it. 1. And then just, oh, this one's actually not quite low enough for this. I can just that one just pulls off, that's fine. And this one, oh, didn't need anything. Okay, so I'm going to put them all to maximum, and then put on, so at the 10s, when you look at it, like that, volume. I'm tempted to see if I can find a better tone control. That one there, I think. Tighter than that one. That one just seems a little bit. Got my box of knobs to look through. See, there are other ones, but they don't have the same. Up. There we go. A better one. Knobs are important. Never throw any of them out either. Just in case you might find an extreme guitar that just wants something a bit silly. That's closer, that's much closer. And then on we go. So we've got volume, tone, I suppose. Is there any point in filming a bit when I try to find? I do have a wee bag of switch tips, because if you buy these, you can you buy them from China. I should probably put all of them in there. There's a few kind of kicking about. But every time I bought them, I've seen them and they've been like £1 or £1.50 each. Whereas if you buy them from China, you can get like a bag of 10 for £1 or something like that. Or it used to pre-Brexit. So let's see. That's it's quite a wide square one. These kind of, that doesn't look the same, does it? That's so much thinner. That's not going to fit. No, I think it might be staying white. A Telecaster one, would that fit? Kind of looks like it would. That's not right. No, it looks like it might be staying white, unless I can find another black one. I don't think it'll look that bad. Maybe if I painted it grey, actually. I might paint it grey. That might be the way to do it. I'll just pick all of these and put them in this wee bag, so I've got them all together, I think. It's really a black one I want. Isn't it a black one? Is it a big hole in it? No, it's a wee hole. Not going to fit, is it? Nope. Oh, that's got a bigger hole in it. Nearly. It doesn't quite fit. It's just annoying. A stupid switch. It look better with a black one. Kinda does, doesn't it? What other black ones we've got? You'd think all these things would be the same size, but they're not. These are all more or less poly ones. Oh! See, that's what I used on my Blazer, actually. Nah. It's actually the back of the tip of a biro. Back. These are all less poly ones. Less poly. Nah, I don't think. I don't see one. Nah, white's fine. Yep, so currently that's staying white. Kind of tempting to. Where was the bag that I took these knobs out? I thought they had to put them back into its original bag. Did they fit in that? Close enough. I think that was particularly a set. Yeah, so I think it would look better, right? It's annoying that one almost fits. You could probably glue it on, but this one actually fits, and when you get one that actually fits, you want it to fit. So I think what I'll do is I will get the grey primer out, stick this on a cocktail stick, give it a scoosh, and I think it will just look fine. Do I risk it? I don't know how long this has been on for. Do I risk it? See what it's going to look like? Because I really like the idea of this being very monochrome, and then having it staying on the guitar. Probably doesn't need to be done anything like as slow as this. Yeah. So I think that looks pretty attack commandery. So it's just the knob isn't the switch tip isn't quite right. I'll go and stick that in the garage and give it a quick scoosh. This is just a primer that I've lacquered over. to get the sort of grey colour. Same as the Boba Fett guitar, quite like it. Okay, rock on! Oh, turn off for the phone. Hey, so a quick wee demo of this guitar. Strap a wee bit high, a wee bit. Yeah. So this is the AToC Commander. I've got sneakily you can watch these AToC guys. I try to look for a picture of them from the film. They must be in the film. I know I've got my wee character, which I've just seen before. In fact, where does he sit? He doesn't. Is it worthwhile? Can I get something that you'll sit on top of there? What's about that height? I don't think I can. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I should really not. Nah. Okay, I kind of like the idea of him being in the shot somewhere. But it's like I need something to sit on top of. I don't see anything that's exactly the right size, so you can just you can sit there. Yeah. So Ridge pickup. Position 2. Middle. 4. Oh yeah. Neck. Yeah, so nothing really difficult. That's just the same as when this guitar was before, apart from it's now got tone paint on it. So bridge pickup, something like that, sitting single. Humbucker. I suppose position 2, you get the humbucker in the middle. That's where you would notice that if the humbucker was reverse phase, it would be very thin when you've got the humbucker in position 2, which it isn't. So I'm looking to see when the AToC Commander's on, but I don't think he will be. So back to the bridge position. So as I said, that's humbucker, single coil, and then Gilmour, which is single coil here, and the neck. It's a really good sound. And then I suppose in position 2 you get all 3 pickups on. Sort of mushy. Humbucker. Single coil. Governor pedal. Humbucker. pedal, bit more drive. Humbucker! Yay! So that's which I never really thought of before. This is the neck with all the tone rolled off and the bridge single coil. I like it. Sorry, I'm watching Empire Strikes Back with ATocaster driver. There it is. Position 4. we go. Yeah, so this is an incredibly long video. I might put this out on Sunday night because I think I might do my live stream, so it might be Sunday night. It's actually Thursday morning. So yeah, this guitar's actually worked out really well. Just for the cheapest Squire. This is the 1996. So yeah, proper 25-year-old stratAT-ATocaster. The only kind of weak point, I'm undecided whether I can be bothered changing the tuners or not over. It's just going to add, when I sell the guitar, it's just going to make it like an extra 20 quid more expensive if I put £20 tuners on it. And so you can stick tuners on yourself if you really want to. They work. They don't go out of tune. They're just they're not brilliant. They've survived 25 years, so they're not that bad. They're just not the kinds that you want. I'll have a wee look through my parts box and see if I have slightly better ones. I do have a set of GoTo ones, which are very nice, but I kind of don't want. I want them for myself. So I'm kind of, part of me is thinking I could take the ones off my Fujigen telly and put the GoTo ones on that, but then it's already got GoTo. I don't know. So decisions on whether I'm changing the tuners, but apart from that, it's pretty good. So there will be another video of this, a not big long one for selling it. I don't think it'll be that expensive. By the way, there's actually no really good guitars for sale just now. There seemed to be lots last month, and then it kind of dried up. So I'm hopefully, end of the week, I'm going to maybe stick, or if it's Sunday night just now, this might actually be up for sale. I'll be doing it. I might put it up for sale on Sunday night, go out and take some photos today in the sun. So yeah, it's excellent. This pickup worked really well. I wasn't sure which one to use. I was thinking about pickups, and basically this one was sitting there. It was like, oh, that's fine. I had to break into it to add the coil split, but and I do like this switch. I need to name it a better name than it is. So it's like Gilmour tap, or Gilmour split Gilmour, Gilmour. I don't know. Yeah. So as I said, it's just if you've got it in the back position, you've got a single coil Strat. If you've got it in the middle position, you've got a humbucker Strat, and if you've got it in the forward position, you've got you get other sounds. You get 9 in total. You get the outside, the single coil here, and all 3 on, and the other pickups are just, there's no blank spaces. They're just multiples of what you've already got. So rock on as I enter the asteroid belt. I need to watch Empire Strikes Back again. I found it actually quite difficult to concentrate there when I was a kid. It was kind of going in the corner because it's that good, really, isn't it? I'm really enjoying the Mandalorian. Well, it was the Mandalorian on Wednesday there. It's like it's actually the Book of Boba Fett, but it was the Mandalorian because Boba Fett wasn't even in it. It was just the Mandalorian. I've not worked out to do a Mandalorian caster yet. A Mandocaster for Din Djarin, but I've done the Boba Fett guitar. I might put that up at the same time as this. And then I'll just for my Star Wars theme. I think I'd imagine Disney might be a little bit more legal than what Bucky are. Bucky don't really seem, I think they probably think it's funny that I'm making the Buckfast guitars and Iron Brew. I'm not sure about them, but not saying anything. I'm not making tons, you know. I suppose technically with the Bucky and Iron Brew, I'm buying a bottle of Bucky to get the label to stick on the head. So they're making money out of it, because I wouldn't otherwise be buying the Bucky. I'm not buying it, I'm just drinking it because I've got it. I'm not buying it because I like drinking. Rock on.